Hello again, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and it's Tom Althouse Tuesday today. Although, Tom, you've missed well, 2 weeks ago. I was going to say last week. So you're in our bad books. You were in our bad books for a teeny tiny bit, but very happy that you are back with us again this week. Welcome. How are you, Tom? Loving your new background, by the way. Tell us about that background. I was like, wow, what is that? It's so super cool.
Blue pill replacing it's a good pill, not the red pill, but the blue pill is the good one. And I will tell you too, this last week I missed. I felt so stupid. Things outside the box, and so they don't think scheduling a lot of times. And so now I made myself do that with a calendar. So it's like they'll think everything's new all the time. Everything's new all the time. And I realized, oops, every other Tuesday is Tom Tuesday. So yeah, I appreciate your forgiveness. Did we freeze?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. So, Tom, since we haven't caught up for a month, before we move on to our topic for tonight, which is really about using your voice, because that's kind of like where we are in the matrix. What has been happening in your life this past month? Anything that you want to share with us? What you've been doing? Anything funky been happening?
It's been fascinating. I've been hit from all sides, and I even got in the mail here without even doing anything. The Illuminati said they've made me a member, but I didn't. What? So the other side is playing such a weird game that it's like, what's going on? And I was talking to my mom yesterday. She's going to be part of the documentary. We're shooting her footage this coming week. Yay, Mom. And so that takes courage. Aiden's too. And while she was on the phone, I heard this beep, 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 beep. And it was like, what happened was her screen typed out 99-63, which is 999, which inverted. Yeah. And so that was so stupid. So these guys are reduced to doing this, we're still in control, but they're doing it like they're junior high and juveniles. It's just, it's so stupid. So we were laughing about it on the phone. AT&T's owned by Warner Brothers. Illuminati and them say that they, the cabal says that they control us. I was given a tape just recently during this absence where it explains how, you face them down, you'll be destroyed, and they will make sure you don't have rights in the court, and they'll take away whatever you have. And even if you go plant a garden, they'll tax your land, and they'll make it, even if you think you have gold that you can hold on to, they'll make it illegal to hold on to gold and put you in jail for that. I'm like, okay, so you got all the bases covered, great. But the thing is, they don't have the power they think they have, and they keep proving it through these juvenile techniques. Now, a lot of people give in on fear, but so I've been experiencing this thing where I've had 5 to 6 Illuminati groups claim me. And it's like, so if you're doing the right thing, they'll just claim you anyway. They'll just say you're our asset. So they're trying to call the writer home. I just am absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. This is going on.
You're a popular guy, Tom. What can I say? Clearly they want what you got.
Oh, what do you do? Yeah. It's like, yeah, after saying they're afraid of the power and you dared to face us down. So I'm trying to be good, do it right, get things done. And I'm excited for my mom to get on record now. And I think this is the time where it's time to be a witness for those that can't be stand on their own. It's time to stand up.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you say your mom is part of your documentary as well as Aiden?
They want them both in because of their experiences, their firsthand experiences. That's why the boys were eliminated. The other boys too, is they don't want witnesses to the dad being good and being truthful. Remember, they claimed it's all lies. That's their blanket statement. Even the attorneys that were provided by them, it's all lies is what they say. So now the battle is to make sure nobody speaks up. And that's what happened to my mom with my sister coming and saying, "You will not speak. Don't associate with Tom. Don't associate with Aiden," and screaming and yelling and threatening and police and FBI and everything else. So they don't want the truth out. They don't want the public to be able to understand all this. That this is actually the writer who wrote this Immortals piece. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're aware. Anyone on this channel, you are no stranger to us here. So we obviously, I don't think there's doubt in anyone's mind as to who you are and what you're the creator of, which was really the Matrix, and how they've stolen your work and kind of cocked it up a bit in some places.
Oh, they sure made a mess of it. They made a mess of it. We keep finding out more and more what they've done to it. It's just, but yeah.
But nonetheless, it's so good, for you to be talking us through what's happening. What I'm loving right now, as well as also in some of our previous interviews and conversations that we've had, you've actually spoken us through where we're at in the Matrix right now. So I still want to hold on to that thread, because we understand we kind of like on thin ice. We can go either way right now, which is what I believe. We can, and really ultimately it is the human choice. That's my opinion. So what I think part of what I've been saying for a while, I mean, obviously to you as well as other people that we have on this channel, it's not about anyone else coming to save us. It's not about Trump killing the bad guys or whatever it might be, right? This is about each and every one of us standing up, waking up, and actually Did I just die there? Sorry, my screen froze.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on now here, where
okay, all right,
time now.
Okay. So I think really at the end of the day, it's about each and every one of us standing up, tapping into our own power, connecting with our own higher self, God, creator, divine creator, source, whatever you choose to call it. Okay. So my point is that all of us have to do that as individuals. This is our challenge, because the times in which we're moving into the age of Aquarius, I mean, if we look at Aquarius, right, it's the 11th sign of the zodiac, okay? 11 is the first of the master numbers. And it's like two legs. If you look at it, it's like two legs. So it's standing up on your own two legs, stepping into your power, and walking your truth. So that, for me, is what this time definitely is about.
Yes.
It's about really understanding that we are not coming here to be saved. No one is going to press a magic button and it's all going to be gone tomorrow. All of us have to individually awaken and wake up and do what is right for ourselves, and thereby we will automatically be doing right for each other. So I would love to know, I mean, we were talking about using your voice, standing up for what's right, Tell me what your opinion on that is, because I think it's a great topic that you put forward, actually.
Well, it lines up with like you said, the screenplay, Where Are We? And in it, in Cyberpunk, which Aiden just showed me during our break, in Cyberpunk, everything's there, from Kirk, my son's name, to my name, to my brother's names, to everything's in there. And all the stuff is used up from the Mortals in Cyberpunk, and especially the game. So the Warner Brothers and them just used it up in that, and had a good time with that. In it, they have the meeting where the architect gives out the chips of information to the different people that are gathered there, including this Oracle figure. And they're supposed to download these chips, and you get instant information at the meeting. All that you need to know is at the meeting, and that is from this screenplay. And what's interesting is that's what they're doing. So right now, the architect is offering me position, which is from the screenplay, where the Oracle is offered position before the final conflict. And so it's where the war's brewing. So it's just like, this is exactly what's going on. They love the art so much, they're imitating the art. And so,
Okay, I can't help but ask you this. Are they doing this deliberately? Are they deliberately let's say, sending you this Illuminati membership or whatever it is that they've just sent you deliberately to line up with the Matrix? Or is it happening of itself, if you know what I'm saying? Is it contrived or isn't it contrived that you receiving that sort of stuff?
I think the timing will tell. The timing tells us the answer.
Okay.
The timing's
Okay.
too matched and perfect. And we've been on shows saying, what's this page? What's happening now? And we've been answering. And they're fascinated by that. Now, their big problem for the cabal, Illuminati elite, is they get bored. They need something exciting. They need another puppy to torture. So it's like when they have something that stimulates the mind, that's exactly what the premise of the screenplay is anyway. They said they put me in my own screenplay that I'm the star player that they consider their asset on the bench until the time they call me off the bench, which lines up with the screenplay. Of course, yep, they're lining everything up on purpose. They want to be the master of the story, and they're following the exact same ending. The Wachowskis on set said, we're not going to blow the Matrix up, which everybody's saying to do. We're going to do the exact same ending. So they're all stuck following the narrative of the original work, and they want to be the ones that bring the ending. Now, when you think about it, it's not very smart on their part, because I'm the author. It doesn't matter if they snow the public, a majority of the public, and make them think that, nothing to see here. He lost in his case. He's nothing there. Doesn't matter. The thing is, like, I did write this. I know what I'm doing. I created this scenario thing and felt guided to. So it's like they're in my story, and I'm not going to stop. They even say in their films, the ones with the greater will prevail, and I will prevail. I will see this through. And so we're smarter than them. We're, more creative. It's like, and when there's just a few people that get it, that follow the facts and use the critical thinking, they're in my circle too, and I'm in theirs. So that they are welcome at my table anytime.
Yeah.
When it's done. Not the silent ones, but the ones that actually get involved and say, I have a piece too. I'm going to stand with you. And I say, I'll stand with you too. That's the new brother and sisterhood. The ones
Absolutely. I keep saying that, Tom. I just love the way that we all kind of echoing each other in our own words, because, I've been saying as well for a long time that the only way that we're going to do this is to stand up as a unified force. Mm-hmm. So each and every one of us have to realize that we are divinely connected to God, Creator, whatever you choose to call it. You are that being, and that you individually are whole, healthy, strong, intuitive. We have to realize these things about ourselves, and we have to realize that this fight that especially Christianity has at this time, it's Christianity that's actually pulling it back, mm-hmm. because of the judgment that's involved. Mm-hmm. And I say this, and of course I know I'm going to get whacked across the knuckles from 10 million different people, but it's so true. For me, it's about love. It doesn't matter what denomination you are. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. I've been fortunate enough to do a bit of traveling. I'm certainly not a seasoned traveler, but I've been fortunate enough to have done so far a fair amount of traveling. I've come across people with different denominations. I live in Africa. Mm-hmm. I've come across the different African cultures and the way they worship. Each and every one is beautiful. And I think when we can realize that, let's just take judgment out of it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who reads what. It doesn't matter whether I read the Bible, the Quran, the whatever, the Torah, whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's what's happening in here. Mm-hmm. And when we are not divided by religion and stuff anymore, we are home dry. Because religion has been one of the greatest ways to divide and conquer. That's my opinion, and I'm not going to change it.
No,
So if
yeah.
someone doesn't agree with me, then you're welcome to put it in the comments and we'll certainly address it. But what I feel is the more people that understand we are all created from God, we all carry or Christ within us. All of us. How can it be that one has and the other one doesn't? It doesn't work that way. It's impossible for it to work that way. We have to realize that what Jesus and other great teachers have been showing us is what we have within us. So when we access that, we do have the power to change the world. And when we understand that, we can then raise our frequency, and together we hold each other's hands as we bring light. And the more of us who bring light and lighten our frequency, the more we shed light. And think about walking into a dark room and switching on the light.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, light immediately dissolves the dark. Walk into a black cave and switch on a match. Boom, immediately you see what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is such an important thing, Tom. Sorry, and I'm not sure if my internet's okay, but
you're good so far right now. You're good so far.
Okay.
There's been glitches. They've been very interested in what we were going to talk about. I know that because I knew there'd be interruptions. There has been interruptions like the phone the other day I told you about, the 9936, which is 999666. They're playing a stupid game. But what I do know now is those that are faithful to the truth will be given abilities and powers that they're going to have to somehow be able to manage. I was tested at a gifted genius level, and it's like, it's hard to be able to think this clear and this strong and create this well in a world like this. It pisses people off. It gets them angry. They get mad. How come you get to do that? And they take you on. It's almost like this, like you were describing, this world where people often will compete with each other, and they feel like they're going to score points with their God if they shout someone down, or it's almost like they think they'll go to heaven and go, well, I told them off. Did you? Yes, I did. Yes, I did at the feast. You know, I told them off, and I told them what's what in this boasting party. I don't want to go to the boasting heaven. I want to be working among humanity and all life to see what is the truth without clouding it with preconceived notions, and using my intellect to bridge a way that I can see and be sure that I'm not tainting it. That's how the work came. The work flowed that way. And then I learned things through it, and it debunked a lot of stuff that we were taught and raised with. And I'm looking at this going, there is creative force. There is what we could call our parents, our parentals, that seeded this whole show, this whole world, this whole universe. And they did it perfectly. And they are living beings. And there's no one in this universe as wise as they are. But they can't do anything from inside their worlds because they've got a natural one. We've got a balanced one. And then it's supposed to be taboo to talk about subjects. Every subject should be okay on the table. You know, we should be throwing the pieces off. But those that condemn others want to take us back to the Stone Age. And they want to be right. They want to be important. And they want to have the rewards. And that's exactly what's been dangled for people like my bought-off family. Rewards. Great rewards with threat. And they go for it. They go for it. Well, that means our world will not evolve. But they'll have their most expensive remodeled kitchen, and they'll have their trips they're bragging about in front of my dad dying. So what I'm looking at is we need to all come together and not negate and not condemn and not try to force others to turn on those they love. What are we doing? If someone makes us do that, if I was turned on you and Mornay, then who am I? I'm not worth anything anymore. If anybody tries to make me do that, they're not worth it. They're not worth being with. I have a smart heart and I have smart eyes, and I can see what I feel best around and what's good for me and who I'm good for. don't anyone be an editor of that. I don't want you to be an editor to that. I want to know, like, I'm smart enough to handle my own world. And don't pressure me like my mom was pressured by my sister. Screamed at, yelled at, you will be cut off from all grandchildren if you don't cut Tom and Aiden off. Why? What did Tom and Aiden ever do? Nothing. But that's the agenda that we get our remodeled kitchen for, and more rewards like the floor of Congress and these trips and engraved invitations to black tie dinners with congressmen. So don't take that away from us. It's time to be gentle with each other and to allow everything on the table. And I'm learning a lot. You learn a lot with that. And we cannot live in fear that, oh, our souls are in jeopardy if we explore what may be the truth we never considered. What if our world has lived in entire ignorance all this time and we've never really seen the answer yet? And we weren't going to look at that answer because it's, you know, that means we're going against what we have agreed to follow. We should be free as children to explore and discover whatever is. And if the gift is still waiting for us and humanity hasn't found it yet, we have to be allowed to open that door, not stone the people that try to open that door, because everything could be right there behind that door. Stop living in fear. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I fully agree. I just want to respond to one of our viewers here. I think VC Klein, I think that's how you pronounce it, who says, in response to my comment about Christians, and I fully agree, there's a beautiful Christian to me is the most incredible thing, human, honestly, and there are many. Jesse Zabota to me is one of those. Okay, I've met some amazing Christians in my life. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the condemning ones, more like the religious spirit. That, I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, sitting on this platform, the names I've been called is hilarious. I mean, thank God. And I mean that. Thank God, I'm a strong soul, because some of the things that supposed religious people say to each other are absolutely heartbreaking. I got to tell you, that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about really, because to me, a true Christian is the Jesus spirit, if you will. Jesus is spirit. So it's like, I like to ask myself a lot in situations, what would Jesus do now?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to say that I am Jesus, but I am saying that I certainly don't call myself a Christian, but I will certainly understand the path of Jesus. And many a day will I ask myself, what would Jesus do now? And that would be the path or the thing I would most likely be to do. I certainly don't get it right 100% of the time. But especially when I'm freaking out about something or angry about something or reacting to something, I will always calm myself with that. So that's what I'm talking about. And I think sorry, Tom. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I am a Christian, but I'm a little different, where I don't believe in I don't believe in the cross thing, like the celebrating the death of a torture. I believe in a living God. I believe in living creator. I believe in the love aspects and the cup that was given me to do the job. I know I was given a job to put it in mainstream and to do my work, a calling that will not be taken from me. And I'm completing that calling, and I'm glad I've done it. But I will not put down or negate those with hearts that have a view to open the doors to what's possible. We cannot, we at best, our faith is guesses. It's guesses. And we cannot lord our guesses over others. We cannot condemn others for having a different guess. And we might as well just tear the world apart right now and tell our children there's no future. We've got to be able to say tolerance completely and understanding. We can learn something from non-Christians. We can learn a lot. It's time to get rid of the hostility, the arrogance. Somehow we're special. No, we're not. We're not. And I think that's one of the clear messages is we're not that special. What makes us special is if we do good, care, live honestly, lift people, don't show arrogance, and don't negate others, and don't try to harm others. There's been so much done in the name of Christianity that's just absolutely appalling. Our history is steeped with it. And it's just, I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed. And I have had the worst enemies have been Christians. They're the ones that have done the most to stop the work I've done. And it's like, and that was foretold to me, that that's what it would be. And they become sometimes the most needy, self-seeking, advantageous takers, just like worst people on the planet that I've known have called themselves Christians. And I still know some of the family that are doing the same thing. My sister and
but I think, and I want to just make this clear as well, that this is not Christian bashing. Okay.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. No.
What I want to talk about, and I love the topic we're bringing up now, because I think it takes skill to be able to talk about this. And I just also, please know that it is not our intention to offend anyone. What I'm saying is that the whole, this, when we talk about the Christian bashing, in my opinion, when we say the church has been infiltrated, I don't believe that the church has been infiltrated. I actually believe the church is the infiltrator. Because when you look at the Vatican that heads up everything, and you look at their audition room, or their, is it the audition room? Yes. It's completely, you see it's the head of the serpent. So the Vatican, who really controls everything. So the way I see it is that they've created churches, and not every single church, of course, not every single church. They've got to be those that are squeaky clean. Okay, that's part of infiltration. They're not going to just boom, they're going to infiltrate, right? And they're going to have cover lives and things. So the way I see it is that they've actually used Christianity to infiltrate. That's the way I see it. So a lot of what Christianity or Christians have been taught, especially the religious spirit, okay, is not about the true teachings of Christ. Christ did not judge. Christ stood up for right and wrong, and Christ wasn't going to take nonsense. But Christ did not judge. And that's the biggest message that we need to hear. So I think that if we can understand that and just see it, we just got to see what happens in churches, people. We got to see the amount of SRA that occurs in churches, the amount of pedophilia in the Catholic Church. Let's just, we have to realize that that is where the problem is lying. And the biggest tool of division they're using right now is religion. And Satanism is a religion. It's their religion. I mean, I can't imagine anything more awful than having to get up and do 4,000 rituals every 5 minutes so I can get what I want. I mean, I'm way too lazy for that. I can't imagine why people would want to do that. But my point is that's what they do. And that's how they get what they want, because they know exactly how to manipulate the energy and invert everything and make it sugar-coated. But the minute you bite into it, it's got a very, very nasty taste. So that's what I'm saying. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for my comments, but hey, I'm always getting flack.
Maybe not. Good. I mean, look at my situation. I'll say it right out. I believe before I wrote the screenplay that has changed this world, they've copied it in so many different ways. I was told I would be given the cup of Christ, that I would drink it and suffer the same alienation. Now, watch how people react. They'll be like, you haven't gone through what he went through. But the cup entails alienation, loss of loved ones, betrayal, no justice, mockery. Yeah, I have. Yes, I have. Tom Althouse has drank that cup and has suffered what has suffered. It is not a matter of comparison. You haven't suffered as much as Christ has. That's not even in the mix. Why do people even go there? I have suffered what God said I would suffer in order to do this, to complete the work. I've done it faithfully. And the reason I do it is because I'm doing it for life and for God. That's why I'm doing it. Not because I want a personality cult or want people to like me. You know, that's not why I'm doing this. And I'm not doing it because people are good or naughty or nice. You know, that's not what I'm doing on the list.
Definitely don't do this for the popularity stakes, that's for sure.
No, I'm not. For sure not. I've got a lot of people. Yeah.
Someone is asking, where are we up in the Matrix playbook, Tom? That's JP. I think we did speak about it early on. I'm not sure if you've just tuned in.
We're at
but I don't know. Do you have any comment on that?
Absolutely. We are at the scene where the architect is talking to the oracle. And it's pretty interesting because he makes a deal with the oracle. And that's exactly what's going on. What happens is the architect thinks he makes a deal with the oracle. And it's right. He's supposed to bring the elect out to meet the architect looking like Christ. So the false Christ. So the oracle's employed to bring out the people, and he's given a chip at the meeting with information he's supposed to download, which allows for where, when, how, and that's exactly where we are. And that's very much at the end. So this is basically we're around the 117 site. And they do that in Cyberpunk, which is the ripoff version of this also, which is now one of the biggest shows on the net and or out there. And in it, you have the architect handing out the chips to the different people, and for the return of a one world order and simulating the Christ return, which is what they're planning to do. So it's a great question, and that's where we're at. And so it corresponds exactly with what I'm getting right now for JP. All these things where I'm not even asking, I'm being sent that I'm now a full member of the Illuminati. They're not even asking. It's just like they're saying, you're in, here's your benefits and everything. I'm like, really?
What are your benefits, Tom? What are your benefits? I want some too.
Oh, you want to hear the benefits?
Maybe I should apply.
Oh, the benefits are supposed to be this. You're supposed to get, what is it? 30,000, 100,000 a year, car, home. It's a lot what people who sold me out got that actually bragged.
Okay.
So apparently now's the time to call the oracle off the bench. And what's interesting is in the original work, it's not the Sophia Stewart character. They just made an actress look like her because they wanted her to be a claimant. His name's Parks, which is my middle name, Park. And so that's who the oracle actually is. It's a male. It's a man. And he's an anomaly in the program where he can exist in and outside the program. And the Wachowskis didn't know what to do with that in their version of the ripoff. So they know what to do that. So, yeah, so the character is very, very important. And he's dealing with not the architect per se, the architect's son. Wachowski simplified that too. They didn't want to have it that complicated. So they simplified everything, budget-wise and everything. You actually have the architect's son taking his place. So that's why Lucas and them put it in Solo, where scene where Han Solo is murdered by his own son. That's in this. The architect is murdered by his own son. And then he takes his chip, downloads his memories, and becomes one with his father. See the analogy? So I thought it was really cool, but the Wachowskis was too complicated for them, so they didn't take it. So Lucas thought it was cool too, so he put it in Star Wars Solo. So that's what they did. So like the scene with a little girl where she's aged and the Neo hasn't, comes back to her and she's aged. Christopher Nolan put that off in Interstellar. He put that in Interstellar because the Wachowskis didn't use that either. They didn't want that relationship. So they get the same ending with little girl coming and pointing the sun. So they just have it where they said on set, we'll keep the same ending. We're going to keep the same ending. Everyone's saying glowing up. We'll keep the same ending. Joel Silver, when he ripped off the piece after throwing the court case in 2014, Disney gave him Oblivion. And in it, he has it restored the way it's supposed to be with a little girl pointing to the son, to the father, to his dad, her daddy at the end. So they kept that scene with a little girl restored. So all these guys have been trying to use up the story, they claim, use up the rest of the story. And that'll be part of the documentary too. But we're at the part where the architect is handing out the chips. It's in Cyberpunk. You all download it, and he thinks that the oracle is going to do what he wants. Well, that's where we're at right now. And the oracle does what God wants, which the architect thinks is what he wants, not expecting that Christ will actually return, or God will return. Christ will return, and you have a wrap
So
up.
I want to ask you a question. I mean, there's always people asking us on this channel about the Antichrist and all of these things, and there's so many different opinions about who it is. Does your matrixy, our matrix world explain perchance who that is?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
do we
Yeah.
know? What is your opinion on who this person is that's gonna?
That's the funny thing about it. In the screenplay, why am I getting all these things? What Sophia Stewart call me? The evil one. She says Tom Althouse is the evil one. First, I was supposed to be a footnote. Now I moved up, apparently. Now I'm the evil one. What did my all Aiden's cousins grow up through their life being told by my sister and brother who were just delusional? They would hear at family gatherings. Cousins have told us this, Aiden and I both, that you are worse than Satan himself. So that's how they were raised. Could you imagine raising your child that, and you're a pastor, Pastor Jim Stevenson, and they're still doing that? So it's like, I'm supposed to be, what was I, the face of the Christian Coalition for Pat Robertson? Recruited by the FBI, CIA, Hollywood, groomed to be that. So I was supposed to be the Ralph Reed. I was supposed to be the face that misleads you down the trail for a one world order. And you'll like me because I've got the blue eyes, the dimples at the time, looked very young, and you'd want to trust that man. So I said, no, I'm going to try to make a difference for good. So in the real life story, I'm supposed to be the Antichrist. I was groomed to be that. And I said, no. So where do you have a story where the Antichrist says no and decides to be good instead and try to save the world? So they replaced me with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is taking my place with my tech. The tech I have is Neuralink, which I call Enhancer. Now watch Elon Musk. They just released a documentary saying he's this smart, wonderful, dreamy kid, quote. He's not that smart. He's promoted by Warner Brothers, everybody else, the FBI. Everybody's promoting Elon Musk.
Well, it's
so Elon Musk is supposed
so
to
weird. You're saying that. Sorry, Tom, because especially now that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter,
yeah,
he's also seen as like a bit of a demigod, isn't he?
Say bye-bye to me on Twitter. So Elon Musk I didn't do my job. I didn't do the evil. So now what's going to happen is they're going to replace me. And Elon Musk is my replacement.
Wow.
You're going to groom him as a boyish, wonderful, save the world, get us to other planets, do it all. And he even says now, watch his talking points he's given. These are talking points. This is like an actor. He's told, I am buying Twitter because I love humanity. Bull S. You do not. Keep in mind, he goes in there and fires all these families right away. Now, you're supposed to believe, well, he fired the bad ones. Do you actually believe that? Do you actually believe he went in and said, what's my naughty nice list? Okay, you're going, John, and your wife too, and your evil kids. You're out. Bill, you're Ted back there like the minions. You're out. No. Not a good man. Not a brain cell basically in his head. He is doing stolen work right down the line. So I was supposed to take everything I was given and steer our world right to where the cabal wanted it. And now they're still trying to claim it. They don't know what else to do. So who I've been revealing? Elon Musk. What had happened with Elon Musk in Ukraine? Elon Musk with Ukraine, he's now the only game in town. He claims he's going to do it for free. Sure you are. That the Ukrainian people, every time they make a text or anything else, it goes through Elon Musk's company only. And he has a deal with the Pentagon to do it. Pentagon? Holy help us all. And so what happens is, let's look what's really going on. Anything the Ukrainian people do will be monitored by them. So they keep those people subjugated. It's not Putin subjugating them. It's the U.S. Pentagon, the FBI, the CIA, and Secret Service. They're the ones that don't want to let it go of the power we gained from World War II. They don't want to let it go along with England and the banks of England. That's what's happening. They decided, and I've talked to these elite. I've been groomed to sit in the chair. Trust me. They say this. When I ask, why are you doing this? Guess what the answer is? 3 words. Anybody guess? Why are you doing this? Because we can. That's why they're doing it. Elon Musk, that person.
Okay, so, yeah, I know. I mean, Jessie has often, she's openly actually spoken about the fact that she was training with Elon in the system. He was part of her cell group along with 2 of the Rothschilds as well. I think, but mainly not the little one, the one that's married to Nikki, the hotel Nikki.
That's who's working me. Yeah,
yep.
one of the ones that's sending me all this stuff right now is John Rothschild, the Rothschild.
Okay.
So they're trying to call me home. See, they need me to complete the plan, because just think what happens. And here's what I'm being told: if I come on board, I'll have my credit restored. No more. Aiden will be safe. We'll be wealthy. We'll be set. How many people would turn that down? So when anybody judges me again, including people we know, I said no. I think we deserve some allowance for that. I could be sitting very pretty, beautiful wife. I'm mocked for all these things. You know, amazing home, travel all the time, and never worry about a thing. Quote. Instead, I choose life. I choose life. So I'd appreciate that actually stands up. Yeah.
You would be a puppet, right? And you'd have a puppet master all the time pulling your strings. And thank God.
I would be on a different level, partly right. I would also be, I would be allowed to be a monster. I would be allowed to do whatever I wanted to whoever I wanted to. They would ask me, who do I want to see eliminated? They'd be gone. I could get rid of anybody. The family members, what they're doing right now is they bought in because I didn't take the role. And so they're being offered what I was being offered. See, they're supposed to destroy me, the family members. And the sister doesn't stop, does she? What was her latest claim? Oh, Tom's out to kill me. No, I'm not. I never would be. Holding up an interview clip where it says, I hope the horror stops. That doesn't say I'm going to kill her. But that's what she's throwing in front of my mom and cut her off, screaming and yelling after she killed my dad, after she walked out of the funeral of my dad. So that's how evil they become. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that. So I would lose the sovereignty of the soul. I would lose the joy of having my own soul. And I would always know it. And what did she scream at my mom? If Tom's not evil, I'm evil. Well, Tom's not evil. Tom chose not to do it. I thought it's a cooler story, a much better thing for the guy who's groomed to do good. Isn't that a nice little turn of the tables? We've got a chance for a wonderful world. And they're saying now, Tom you have the power. Now, what is the mockery that's sent my way? We talked about the mockery. The mockery sent my way is Tom thinks it's all about him. I don't go there. I was groomed to do a job, and I chose to do what's right. And I like when people get behind me and show some love that I can finish my job. Because no, I don't think it's all about me. But I know what I'm assigned to do. With that responsibility comes the responsibility to do what's right. And I would call people, if you ever judge me, do the right thing. And when the offers come your way, make sure you make the right choice. And see what it's like to walk these shoes. I don't have anything for Aiden right now. Nothing. Is it worth it? Make it worth it to me. Make your lives out there worth it to me. The sacrifice, like Saving Private Ryan, when Tom Hanks' character says, earn this. I'm saying to you, the public, earn this. Earn the death of my sons. Earn what I've had to do to my son, my last surviving one. Earn me turning down everything. Earn it. Earn it. Don't follow all these other people that are saying they're the one they know because they want popularity. They want numbers. Look at us that aren't looking for that. Learn to discern the voices that actually are in your corner and help us finish the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone is asking if Duke Elon left his system position. No, these guys don't ever leave the system. They end it
Elon
forever.
Musk will never stop wanting to be Elon Musk because he's got a taste of the good life. Let me tell you, it's hard when you've been spoiled by them, by the Rockefellers, as I have. It's hard to say no. I had a woman I love dearly, the woman, the love of my life. I'll never see her again because when I didn't sell out, she did. And she's the one that helped me write the Matrix story. That's me when I wrote, that's me, what I look like when I'm 33 years old. See, the face that you're supposed to follow for a one world order. The dimples, the smile, and my beautiful woman I was engaged to be married to. Taken after the script was pitched. Rockefellers, this is when the Rockefellers were grooming us. I will always miss her. To miss the person she was.
I'm
The
sorry,
thing is,
Tom.
well, it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. Aiden grew up without a mom because they'll go after anybody I'm with. Somebody comes along. Here's the scenario. When somebody comes along and says, I want to be with you, Tom, they're approached with offers 2 weeks later. So I end up making them rich. All they do is trash me. I've been trusting about 33 different people in my life that have become well off because they turned on me because they couldn't resist the offers. So they try to say you're single because you're crazy. No, I'm single because I'm subject to a system that wants to call me home and have me do evil. I will not do it. And there's a signal I want to put to people right now. If they do finally get fed up and take me out because they're grooming Elon Musk, which means I have a replacement. The more Elon Musk rises, the more I'm expendable. If I'm taken out, because my sister's just chomping at the bullet for this one. She's chomping at the bit to go on the air and say, he was crazy. He said it was suicidal. I never said that. I never will. I will break my TV in my home. If I'm killed in my home and they claim it's a suicide, see if my TV is broken. That's my signal to the world that I've been murdered. Because I'll have that moment that can do that. That's to tell you I didn't take my life. And damn me if I ever do, I will never. I'll never leave you guys. I'll never leave my son. I'll never leave my mom. I'll never leave you guys hanging. I'll finish my job as long as I can. And if they take me out and say it's a suicide, don't believe them. It's not. Because now they've got Elon Musk exactly where they want them. They don't need me now. All they need now is the rest of my screenplays. They want those for entertainment value. But they could get rid of me without those. But more and more, that signal that came on mom's phone the other day, pop, 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 beeped out, 9936. 9936, figure it out. It's very simple. I even joked back into the phone, this is juvenile. It's too easy. 999 is 9936 is 999 upside down. So whatever. So they're doing a death threat. That's a death threat. That's a cabal death threat. Illuminati death threat. So if they offer you a chair, they expect you to take it. So thank you for those out there that believe. See the evidence, because you're going to be told it's all lies. And I will finish my job strong. And I have no regrets. I am glad I chose what I chose. I encourage everyone else, choose the right path. You will not regret it. There's a feeling that goes with it that you can't trade. You can't. And you can look your son or your daughters in the eyes and know you're a good person. That's the only thing I miss is this party saying you're a good man. Ask any man out there. When a beautiful woman who loves you tells you you're a good man, and you are a good man, it's the greatest thing in the world for someone to see it when you're given so much.
You are a good man, Tom.
Thank you.
And I wish I was there to give you a great big hug, but you feel my virtual hug, right?
I appreciate it. It's hard. It's been hard. It's hard to carry the world. But I appreciate that so much from you and for your forgiveness for the lateness on that other thing. But the thing is, I've been thinking about my mom a lot. She's going to die. And we're going to get her on the documentary. A woman of courage, a woman of strength, like you. And it was hard for her when she lost her. This was going to be her daughter-in-law. And that's Senator David Boren's niece, Paul Ryan's relative. I was set up by the Rockefellers to be what? I was going to be a president. to be the face of the Christian Coalition, to be with Rockefeller's group. They said they couldn't even hold on to me, that I had too many talents. But the thing was, I was being groomed to be a world leader. And with that, they provide everything for you at the same time. The only thing was my heart did go with that person. And so did my mom. My mom loved her too, totally. And but at least we have the work. We have this work right here. It's all here. God gave us an extension of information to save our world. It's all right here. So I love the question. It was a JP that asked, where are we? And what you asked, Chantal, where are we? Where the architect makes his final deal. Final deal with the Oracle.
Exciting times, to say the least.
It is, because I wrote the ending, so I know what's coming.
I have no doubt, Tom, we're going to pull through it. We've got some great people on this planet. I'm not sure if you can see the comments, but there's really some great
comments. But I appreciate they're there. I don't see them, but I appreciate they're there.
If you click on the top right-hand side of your screen where it says comments.
Oh, yeah, no, I see.
There you go.
Yeah, there's lots of people. Oh, thank you. I didn't even know. I must have thought I was blind. Yeah, I'm just looking at it's like sacrifices. Glad I don't love power and money. Cyber hugs. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Because I'll tell you, it's wow. They make you feel lonely, cut off, isolated. And but I want to encourage others: do the right thing. It's worth it. It's worth it. It is worth it. And we'll have a planet full of the best people who can look back and say, during the hardest times, we did the right thing together. That's my brothers and sisters. They'll always hold close to the heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that is a beautiful note on which to end our conversation tonight. So again, thank you so much, Tom, for joining us, and thank you so much to our amazing viewers. Just sending you lots and lots of love, Tom. And yeah, we with you, we got your back, and the more of us who do this, who walk this path together, the more foreboding we become as well. So,
and this feeling you see on me right now isn't sadness; it's appreciation for you guys. It's just love.
Absolutely.
Let's never lose our character, who we are. The thing the cabal does is they make the feelings go out the door. Look at my sister and brother and them and the cousins. They have no feelings left. There's no humanity left in them. So let's not ever lose our humanity. When you feel pain or sadness or joy, celebrate that you can feel still. Because those that sold out can't. They don't feel anymore except anger and desperation for themselves and their imagery and spray on tans and stuff like that. Be grateful you feel as a human being feels, and treasure that. Hold on to that and lift each other with tears, and it's worth it. Don't lose your humanity. It's not worth it. But thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
God bless you, Tom.
You too. Take care.
Thank you so much, guys and gals, for watching us again. One of our favorite, I want to say characters on our channel. He is quite a character, isn't he? We're very happy to have him as a regular. We see you back in 2 weeks' time, Tom. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you all. And if you haven't already, please give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. I have not been drinking before the show, I promise. And just share, the more we share this information, the more people get to hear it, get to see it. You never know who's going to see it out there and what difference it's going to make to a person who just hears it. They might just be ripe for that clicking open and just to receive truth and information. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Take good care of yourselves. We'll see you back tomorrow. By the way, we have Jesse at 1 o'clock. That's our time, which I think is 7 a.m., whichever time that is, Eastern time, I think. Morning. Just send me a comment. I think it's Eastern time. And we're going to be talking about her evangelism. So she had a beautiful time doing evangelistic work, and she's going to be talking a lot about that on Solutions tomorrow. And then again, we'll have her on Aquarius Rising Africa. There we go, 9 EST and 11 EST. Thank you, Monet. And so, yeah, interesting times indeed. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you all. Take good care, and we'll see you soon.